All right, so hello. This is Lumerion. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm talking with one of the monumentously important CEOs in the audio industry. Let's welcome Ken Ball, the CEO of Campfire Audio. For your first question, I'm sure you've been asked this a few times, maybe more than a few times. But for the viewers who are unfamiliar, tell me a bit about yourself and Campfire Audio.
Sure, yeah. My name's Ken. I'm the CEO and acoustic engineer at Campfire Audio. We started in 2009 with mainly making cables, but I also did a lot of headphone modifications. And so I made all types of cables. People would send me their headphones. I would take them apart, rewire them, change the damping. And one thing led to another. I started making amplifiers. And then like around 2014, we started making earphones, and it just kind of blew up from there. And so right now I'm focused from 2014 on to now. My focus is only in-ear monitors. And so we have a shop in Portland, Oregon. We hand build everything in Portland, Oregon. We engineer everything from scratch in Portland, Oregon. So all of our designs are custom. We don't use OEM houses or anything like that. And so everything is designed, engineered, and manufactured in Portland, Oregon at the moment. So our focus is mainly wired earphones to try to get the very best sound you can get from an earphone, and that's kind of our thing.
Well, you said that you started out back in 2009.
2006, but 2009
was where it actually kind of took off.
Yeah.
Well, tell me a bit about the early days of Campfire Audio. Was it more of a kind of like a tech startup vibe where you were working out of a garage, or is it more of an official beginning?
No, it was more of an official beginning. I mean, we had been pretty established with ALO Audio, and so I had a shop when we started doing Campfire stuff. So we had a pretty good facility with a lot of engineering capability at that point. And so early on when we were making cables, then it was more of like a garage type thing. But Campfire was more of an established
By
start.
that point, it would have been like maybe a few dozen staff, you'd say?
Yeah. We had several people helping at that time.
I see. Well, about that, so as the CEO nowadays then, do you still involve yourself in terms of the day-to-day production, the assembly of the IEMs, or is it more of a managerial capacity now for you?
Yeah, no, I'm very much in the thick of it. So, I mean, sometimes I'm actually building the earphones. So, but most of my time is developing new products and doing research and development and engineering work. Most of it, but I definitely am in the trenches with my builders and working with them.
So
very hands-on. So yeah.
Like if it's so say for personal assembly, do you still actually like go in and like actually solder in the wires and all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I like building earphones. I wouldn't consider myself a builder, but I definitely help the builders pitch in. My capacity is more, again, product development. I jump in when there's a problem and I problem solve. If there's something that nobody can figure out what's going on,
right.
I go in and fix it. So, but most of the time is I'm working with the two mechanical engineers and doing acoustic design.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. So for the R&D and like actual development of a product, is it sort of you just like kind of like at the helm of everything, or is it more like you're working with the engineers and getting involved with everyone else?
Yeah, it's basically me and the two engineers doing incremental tuning adjustments over and over again with the use of 3D printers and acoustic analyzers. We have a whole bunch of audio precision machines, and I'm using that every day.
For the production, or at least the mass production of your IEMs and your products, is it all made in America, or do you still have to get some materials out from other countries? How's that?
Yeah, the way that we do it is we design the part in-house, and then I'll send the part to be CNC'd or manufactured, and it comes to our shop, and then we do the assembly. But we design all the parts. Like, I don't rely on somebody to design anything for us. So we design everything and assemble it in-house. And that may change in the future, but at the moment, that's our business model.
Well, yeah. Thank you so much for information. Just a little bit of a refresher on your brand. But let's talk about this Potafes. How have you been enjoying this festival as a whole?
Of course, it's great. I mean, I love the Japanese market and the customers and how into it they are. You know, the Japanese audiophiles are great, and
There's people like me who flew into here just to get a show at everything else as well.
Yeah, it's great to talk
You got a lot of love from everywhere.
For sure, yeah, it's great to talk to the customers here in Japan. So we love coming out here. So it's a real treat for us to come.
Have you got the chance to go around and look at all the products? Are there any highlights of other brands that you have been
No,
impressed with?
haven't gotten a chance to walk around yet. I know a lot of the other vendors. I'm friends with a lot of people, but I need to do that maybe later today when it quiets down a little bit more. Yeah.
Well, for me, I haven't got to test the new Clara that we got, but I did test the Astrolift. Quite impressed with it. For the Clara, can you tell me a little bit about sort of what's the philosophy behind this and what's the killer feature of this new IEM?
Sure. The Clara is a collaboration that I did with Alessandro Cortini, who, as you know, is a musician with the Nine Inch Nails, and he has his own artist record or solo career. And it's just, we became friends and just bonded over music and mutual likes of things. And he was a big fan of Campfire, and we started talking. We're like, hey, let's do an earphone together. And he helped me produce the earphone and do the tuning, and just real treat, real great time working with him. And the earphone's really great. It kind of builds off all the stuff that I learned over many, many years of doing hybrid design. However, it uses kind of an interesting driver. It's a dual magnet biocellulose 10 millimeter dynamic driver. And then the mid is a Knowles dual diaphragm mid BA. And then the high driver is a Knowles dual high driver with our TIAC resonator box on the front of it. And so we just spent a lot of time doing, as we always do, the acoustic front end load, the acoustic back end load, and doing the tuning with Alessandro. And it's a real nice musical earphone. It's beautiful sounding. I think it's our best hybrid earphone we've ever done. And so it's getting a good reception at the moment. So we're really excited about that. And that's being released just this month, so it's brand new.
Is it officially out today, or is it still going to be a while?
Yeah, I mean, it's on our website. We released it. We're starting taking orders. It'll start shipping later this month, and so it's fully into production. So we're looking forward to getting it out into the world and having people get their hands on it and enjoying this new product from Campfire Audio.
Well, those are some very confident words for the IEM, so I'm looking forward to testing it a bit later. But about Alessandro Cortini, I hope I didn't butcher that name too much. As for contributing to the production of the Clara, aside from offering sort of tuning advice, was there any other things that he was able to sort of infuse into the Clara which enhanced the product from your side?
Yeah, I mean, he was the navigator pretty much. I'm the captain on the wooden ship, and I know all the pulleys and the ropes and the sails and everything. But he's the one reading the stars and telling me which way to go. And so it was a real fun collaboration, and I'm fortunate enough to be able to pretty much do the things that he wanted in the tuning of it. So it was a cool project, and he's a fantastic artist, and he's really into hi-fi and in-ear monitors, and he has a unique perspective on the sound, and so that's what we have to bring to the table, and I think it was a really cool project.
So this is probably the first sort of Campfire collab with an artist for producing an IEM. Is it correct?
Yeah, that's right. He's the first guy that I've done, or first person I've done a collaboration with in terms of doing the earphone on this level. So yeah.
How did you two get to know each other? Was it just something in the social media, or were you guys within the local area and just checked out each other?
No, he's very active on in the Head-Fi community and the in-ear monitors. He's a big fan, and so I met him through, I believe it was John Darko, and so we kind of hooked up, and just bonded over music and art, and also he lives in Portugal. I love Portugal, and So it's a friendship that turned into kind of a fun project. So.
Well, I hope to see a lot more of this, which leads me to the next question. Are there any other individuals, maybe other companies, other brands that you would like to invite to collaborate with Campfire in the future?
I don't know. I mean, collaborations are you have to have a special chemistry to do that, and at the moment, no. So, but Alessandro, we had a pretty good connection. So, it would have to be a unique, organic connection before I would do something with somebody like that. Yeah.
Well, keep your doors open because I'm always hoping for a lot more collabs. We always like to see Campfire work with other brands and like put in more technology. So hopefully in the future we got some more of that. And well, with the Clara itself, this is maybe a bit of a personal question as well. If someone owns a Campfire IEM already and they want to buy the Clara as an upgrade, what that Clara is basically just a straight up upgrade to within your product lineup?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say that it's like an upgrade. I mean, all these things are subjective. A bit of this, a bit of that. There's a subjectivity to everything. I think all these earphones are very capable. It just depends on your preference. So I don't know. That's kind of a tough question, really. I mean, because the Bonneville and the Clara are kind of similar, but I wouldn't say one's better than the other. It really depends on the listener. I'll have one customer come in and they're like, "Oh, I like the Clara better than the Ashlith," and then the next guy will come and say, "Oh, I like the Ashlith better than the Clara." So it's kind of a hard kind of a toss-up on that.
Well, about yourself then, of all the Campfire IEMs that you've made, which would be your personal favorite? Or perhaps if you have a rotating list, what's your personal favorite right now?
I like the Clara, but I also like the Ashlith a lot because they're very different. But for me, the technical, measurable aspects of the Ashlith are interesting for me as the engineer. So the dual planar design. I think the Clara is probably more musical, but the Ashlith has a lot more aspects of quickness and speed. That's kind of nice. But again, it depends on what type of music you like. Really will influence whether the earphone's right for you or not.
And I hope that anyone who buys the Astrolift or the Clara knows that the CEO actually loves the product itself that he's making. It's just not just a product to him. He actually likes it as well. Now let's talk a bit about your photography. So you talked to me a little bit about that yesterday of a different incident, but you talked about the camera, the Ricoh GR3. It was a street edition, right?
Yeah.
The one with the was it the orange ring or
the orange ring?
Well, can you tell us more about your favorite feature or your favorite memories of that camera and what kind of pictures you took with it?
Not many because it was it got stolen. So, but
it was stolen like almost right after you bought it.
Yeah, very, very, very quickly. Yeah, I've always been in photography my whole life, and I take all the studio photography for Campfire Audio. I do all the photography. I don't do a lot of the lifestyle stuff, but I do the studio photography. But I've always been a photographer, and I love taking pictures. My favorite camera is the Leica monochrome. I have one of those. I haven't used it in quite a while because I've been so busy. But
the film ones or the?
It's digital. The Leica monochrome is a digital camera. But I like the GR3 because you can just put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
I wish there were more like pocketable monochrome cameras. I read a rumor that Ricoh is going to come out with a GR4 that's monochrome. I hope they do.
I really hope so.
Yeah, that'd be sick. But yeah, I love black and white. I love street photography. Fortunately, I haven't had time to do much photography, but I look forward to maybe getting the monochrome GR4 if that ever comes out and take more pictures. But at the moment, I'm just super busy with my work and making earphones.
Well, that's your favorite camera, but here's your chance to sort of flex a little bit about what other cameras do you have. Do you have any interesting stuff that you would like to tell us?
Not really. The one I use for studio work is a Fuji GFX 50. I want to get the 100, but maybe the budget isn't there yet. But I use the 50 for my studio work, and I have a macro lens that's on a bellows, and do all my photography with that.
So all
with
of
that camera.
the promotional material being used for Campfire on the website, that's all from your
The Fuji GFX 50 from my stuff. Yeah.
It is quite eye candy, so
Yeah. It's a lot of work taking all the pictures, but I like
the results are nice.
Yeah, thank you. I like taking the pictures.
Via all of the fancy like art designs that we see here, is this also something in-house, or do you commission an artist?
Yeah, no, we have somebody at Campfire that does all the graphics for us. So yeah,
These are hand painted, or are they digitally?
I think a lot of these are AI generated and then composed in Photoshop, I think.
But they do look quite nice, and I love the interesting new directions that you guys are taking. Every time you have like a new kind of pick, this is like very I'd say wallpaper worthy. Well, as far as your photography and your photography skills go, do you think that it has helped in terms of like producing your IEMs as well? Maybe there's like a philosophy that you learned from photography that you were able to use over here.
No, I don't think so. I think it's a different type of skill set. I think earphone design is a creative process. Luckily, the two engineers I work with are also fantastic artists. One is a sculptor, the other one's an amazing draftsman and painter. I'm also a painter too. I painted my whole life, and I've always, art and music and science are like sort of three pillars of my life. I've been a painter my whole life, and I think the artistic expression is ingrained in all the earphones that we develop. And so I definitely think that that has helped me a lot. Being a creative thinker and thinking sort of outside the box is, I think, an asset for me and Campfire.
Now that you talk about that, I finally realized why all of the Campfire IEMs have such, I'd say, distinct designs. Like, compared to like other products in the market, some of the shells, they are very good, but the shells for the Campfire stuff, they do look like they're in a whole different world. So now that you say that, I finally understand why, because you've had such a long experience with just doing everything in terms of creativity and art.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Finally, I think this question is a bit more aspirational. There's many young brands, many young people trying to get into the market, establishing themselves. As someone who's like a veteran in this sort of thing, do you have any advice for them, or maybe some kind of field of knowledge that you think they should learn to produce IEMs?
That's kind of a tough question. I mean, I think maybe just a general focus and work ethic, I think is really important. Not to give up. Failure is a very important part of success. I think you have to learn from your mistakes and grow. And so I think that applies to everything. But it's a struggle. I mean, everything's hard. I mean, but it's one of those things where you just have to persevere and have a lot of focus and work hard and try to be creative and do the thing that you love. If you do the thing that you love and work hard, I think that you can, go far. So,
Follow your dreams.
Yeah, so something like that, yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much for taking the time out to do this little quick Q&A. Hopefully your brand will go even further beyond, and I'm looking forward to your new releases.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for coming by, and thanks for the interview and spending time with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Quick reminder, we now have a Discord channel called The Hideout. Join for behind-the-scenes tidbits, get buying recommendations from yours truly, and, just hang out. Scan a QR code on the screen or use the invite link in the description to join.